everybody. Down South Don, back at you with another video. So today's the day. For those who are interested, going out to the Zero Motorcycles, they're having a big ride, and I'm hoping that some of you guys are interested. For those who are not interested, this video is just not for you. Hopefully you are interested in all motorcycles. If you're a true motorcycle enthusiast, you love all bikes, not just Harleys. Anyway, so getting ready to head downtown where they're having this event, and hopefully it'll be quite eventful. I hope to try out quite a few different motorcycles, just for the experience, because I've never ridden a Zero motorcycle before. I have ridden a Harley Livewire, which was quite fun. So now it's time to give those other brands a chance. So with no further ado, I am rolling out, and I will see you guys when I get there. Let's go.
Ask is, have you ridden an electric motorcycle before? Kind of get a feel of everybody. You have ridden one. You have not ridden one.
Just a little scooter.
Okay, all right. By percentages, most of the people that show up haven't ridden an electric yet, so we're giving them their first experience. So this speech is kind of geared to that.
Okay.
So the first thing I'm going to do is kind of tell you about the route and why we're doing the route that we're doing. All of our bikes are multi-mode bikes, meaning on the dash you can switch between eco mode, sport mode. Some of the other bikes have rain mode, street mode. All of our bikes pair to an app where you can customize a special mode. You can take some of the features of the modes you like, mix them all up, make your custom mode. All of the bikes can access that, and you can write your own inside the app.
Okay.
So we're going to start you off in eco mode, just because it's a good mode to get used to the bike. It has a little lower torque, but the thing I want you to feel is when you roll off the throttle, it has a real high engine regeneration setting. So you're going to feel the bike slowing down, and that is the engine putting power back into the battery. It's eco mode, saving a little power there. So feel that, and then a little ways through the ride, we're going to pull over so you have a chance to look at the dash, change the mode. It's your option if you want to go to sport mode, and what that's going to do is it's going to turn the torque top speed all the way up. We're not going to hit top speed on this ride, but it does turn the engine regen down. So when you slow down for that first light afterwards, you're going to be reaching for the brake a little more because you're not going to feel that engine braking. So the route we're going to do that is we're going to pull right out of this driveway, take a right. We'll get to that middle lane, which will run us into downtown, right to Bagby Street. You're going to take a right there on Bagby. Keep in mind that's where the railroad tracks are. So if you're on that FXE, it does not have traction control, and the rear wheel is going to do exactly what you tell it to do.
Right.
So be just aware that there's railroad tracks right there, and you'll be just fine. Right. Take a right on Bagby. The very next right is Walker. That's going to run us out to Allen Parkway. We'll get a little run there, pull over at that little park stop, be able to switch modes, and that way you can finish Allen Parkway in whatever mode you choose. If you're all good, I'd recommend sport mode. It's fun.
Yeah.
Take a right on Shepherd, Memorial, and you can run Memorial back down here in sport mode, which will be a really nice end to the ride.
Nice.
So let me just start from the beginning on walking up to the bike and getting it started and going. Even if you've ridden other ones, it's kind of good to hear again and good to hear on these bikes. So I talk about a little 3-step process that'll activate everything, and the throttle will be ready to go.
Okay.
So it's key, kill switch, and kickstand. So you turn the key on, the dash goes through its startup sequence. Then there's 2 more safety interlocks, and that's the kill switch and the kickstand. Once you've done those 3 things, the top left of the dash will have a little green circle with an arrow, and that's giving you your indication that the throttle is live and active. What I would recommend doing then is kind of feeling where that throttle engages, just like on a bike with a clutch, you would kind of feel where the clutch engages. So feel where that throttle engages. These do not have a clutch, they do not have a gearbox, but everything else is standard motorcycle controls. You just don't have to shift gears. So go through that little 3-step process, feel where that throttle starts. But then at that point, I think what's a good idea is to go ahead and hit the kill switch, and that way somebody walking up talking to you, doesn't accidentally hit the throttle and shift that bike underneath you, or you're putting on gloves and whatever, you hit that throttle a little bit, it can jump the bike. So anyway, since it doesn't have neutral, since it doesn't have a gearbox, that's a good safety habit. We were all taught in the beginning it's a good habit to get back into for the electric bikes.
Sure.
Especially once you own one, pulling up to a bike night with your friends. Is it on? Because it's going to be a quiet bike. All right. Switching modes, since y'all are riding different bikes. Are you riding the FXE2 or the SR? Okay, so the mode switching on the two different bikes is going to be different, but I'm going to go through both since y'all might switch and ride the other one later. On the FXE, it's very simple. The mode switches on your right thumb. Okay. All you got to do is hit it, and you can see on the dash that it'll go through the modes. It even has green for eco and red for sports, so it's real easy to see and real quick. But on the FXE, all you got to do is switch through those modes with your thumb. On the SR and the SRF, oh, and by the way, you do have to see the green circle to be able to switch modes. Okay. It will switch modes while you're riding, but we're just asking people to wait for the stop so they're not staring at their dash when they're riding the bike for the first time. Okay. On the SRS and SRF, the mode switching is this. So you've done your 3-step to start it up. You've got your green arrow. You press and hold the mode button until the mode starts blinking, and then you can toggle left or right through the 5 different options. And then when you press it again, it'll save it in whichever one is on the screen. And that's all there is to it. If you were riding under throttle, you would need to close the throttle and reopen the throttle for it to switch. You won't need to worry about that since we're going to do it at the stop. Other than that, everything is standard. We're going to have a lead rider, a follow rider. There's not a lot of traffic. Y'all aren't going to get separated. If you do get separated, just let the follow rider come up and lead you back so we come in back the right way. Gotcha. Any questions?
Nope.
Okay. So there is a number on your wristband that corresponds to the number on the front of the bike you're going to ride. Go ahead and get geared up, find that bike, go through that 3-step process, feel where that throttle starts. We're going to be walking by just to make sure you're happy, and we'll get you on the ride.
Cool.
So, y'all go have fun.
All right, thanks. All right, so we're about to get on the motorcycles and get a feel for this thing and see how things go. I will be riding the FXE, which is the kind of like the supermoto version of the motorcycle. And as you can see, well, I will show you as soon as we get out here, but there's like tons of different motorcycles out here to choose from, and I'll go down the line and let you check them out to see who will be riding. Let's go. All right, so I just finished riding the Zero FXE, and it was a great experience. So I'm not sure if my helmet cam caught it or not, but definitely I enjoyed it. It was kind of like, the Tesla experience, real fast and instant. So,
Thank you.
Thank you, no problem.
That's amazing. Step on the plane.
So it's definitely, a situation that you guys might want to experience. So I have today with me, and it's actually the dealer that's within the Houston area is V1 Moto. And here's the card. You guys zoom in on it. Okay, so today I have with me, this is Alan. So Alan's going to explain to you guys about the financing and the concept of Zero motorcycles. All right, let's go.
Hey guys, how are you? My name is Alan Wembers. I'm one of the sales managers there at V1 Moto. We do have great financing available right now with these Zero motorcycles. The lows that they have right now is 2.99 for 60 months. Of course, it just depends on the credit, of course. But we take care of you, no problem. Like I said, we got the Zero, the FXEs, we got the RSS models too available. If we don't have it, we can get it. So please, we are 10102 North Freeway, Houston, Texas 77037. As for Luis, Madeline, Carlos, myself, we take care of you.
So let me ask you, what are some of your finance options that you have when you're, like, as far as banks are concerned, or what type of credit score do you have to have?
Well, right now, they look like around like a 630 score there. So it's just based on credit.
Okay. So
that's pretty much on based.
So you're looking at about a 630 credit score on average, which is not that bad. And most of you guys that, of course, that are into Harley Davidsons, it's going to be pretty much the same concept. So something to think about, and you guys make sure that you check these guys out when you come out, and make sure you test ride so you get that experience, and we'll go from there. So let's go check out some of the motorcycles.
What is your name?
Donovan.
Anita.
Nice to meet you.
Very
Anita.
nice to meet you.
All right, guys. So what we have here is a Zero FX, and this is kind of like the trail or dirt bike style, which I actually kind of interested in as well. And it does have the off-road style tires, and kind of like, unlike the FX, which was more of a supermoto style that I was riding before, and they have this one kind of like as a police setup. You're definitely looking at the FC 7.2 battery pack on this one, but this one actually has two, so you can upgrade your battery pack on this one and actually add panniers and all that different stuff. So kind of like a alternative to the Pan America, but electric. So I'm going to show you a version that's actually kind of outfitted already. But as you can see here, they have these set up for police right now that are coming through. Has that, as far as the sirens and all that good stuff. So I'm going to walk and show you the version over here that they actually have already set up with the panniers, so you guys can check this out. And this actually has the crash bars and whatnot already on it. Has the police lights and the panniers, which is actually, you know, quite comparable, and I'm sure it's actually not that much expensive as far as the other versions. So as you can see, it's a pretty good option, and the fact that they actually have financing, that will make a huge difference. And of course, you can kind of consider, since police have a gas budget and you as a taxpayer are paying for the gas, then that actually alleviates that. You don't have to pay for that gas as a taxpayer. They can just charge up electrically. Anyway, so here's the Zero SRF. This one actually has a 14.4 CF lithium ion battery, and it's a pretty cool color. This is kind of like the Street Fighter look. So if you guys are interested, as I showed before, you go check these guys out. And actually, this kind of reminds me more of the Live Wire. Kind of the same setup. It's pretty nice. And actually has the compartment, whatnot, so you can actually pull for the battery and whatnot right here. The TFT screen. And this is their sport model, which is kind of more geared toward the track. So this is the Zero SRS. It's a demo bike. It's kind of got a Ducati look, but of course all electric. Save that money, instant torque. So this is pretty much the track monster. And this one actually has the Z-Force 7510 motor. And this one also is a ZF 14.4 battery, which actually gives you longer range. Now, of course, the range is definitely dependent on if you decide to go wild or not. And here's the Zero SRS in like a blue metallic. But look at that paint. Look at that paint color. That's pretty sweet. Let's see if I can get myself out of the shadow. Now, if you're a lover of all bikes, like I said, could be for you. This has a carbon fiber-like woven saddle. I'm sure it's definitely waterproof. Has the small blinkers, DOT, kind of like a flex rubber style. So, and also has the TFT screen, which let me show you here. Wow, look at that. Of course, it's an eco mode, and has all the bells and whistles that you could possibly use. All right, moving on. Okay, so This also is the Street Fighter style model, which this is more of like a graphite black, like a blackish gray color, as you can see in that paint. They do a really good job on their paint work. Has little gold flakes, and of course this is crafted in California, so pretty nice quality. It does have a Showa suspension, which you can see also is powder coated here, but it's actually a pretty nice suspension there. And this comes with 180 55 ZR17 tires, and it is Pirelli. So they're technically not skimping on any of their models. They're putting quality products, and of course you got the LED headlights, which are pretty sweet and nice and bright. Just like most electrical vehicles, they're going to be nice and bright, and that's just something that you have to expect. So technically, I'm not sure if I actually got the footage of me riding earlier, but either way, you know, you have opportunity to check these out, and you can go got the information that you need to make that transition for those that are interested, or just for a secondary motorcycle. So it's something that just wanted to give you guys another option. Sorry, something to look at, and we're just gonna leave it at that. I'm not pushing this on you guys. For those that are diehard Harley riders, you can see I'm out here in my Harley get up. They're not offended. You shouldn't be either. You're a motorcycle lover, you'll love all motorcycles and embrace whatever that is to bring. That's just what it is. And like I said, who wouldn't like to save money? Who wouldn't like instant torque? Just another option. Something you can kind of like cross over and ride with those different groups of people. Doesn't always have to be Harley riders. Something to think about. Anyway, down south done.